The James Webb Space Telescope just sent back some crazy pictures of Pluto, and it's kind of blowing our minds. Turns out that icy rock is way more complex than we thought. Forget the idea of a frozen, dead planet. There's evidence of hidden oceans, stuff happening inside, and weird chemicals we can't explain. Scientists are both stoked and confused. The big surprise? Sputnik Planitia, that heart-shaped area. We figured it was just nitrogen ice, but now they think there's a huge ocean hiding underneath. That ocean could be huge for finding life, because it's protected from space. Maybe tiny bugs are living down there. On the surface, there are huge ice mountains as tall as the ones here and super smooth plains, so something's been going on recently. Nobody expected this much activity on a world we thought was totally frozen. Heat inside Pluto makes the nitrogen ice move around like a lava lamp. It's definitely not a dead world. Now Pluto is like Europa and Enceladus as places that might have life under the ice. Water and chemicals might be mixing and making life possible. If we even find tiny life on Pluto, it would completely change how we think about where life can exist. Pluto's relationship with its moon Charon is strange, too. They're almost the same size, so they pull on each other, which makes heat inside and changes both worlds. Charon has its own weird stuff going on, too, like big canyons and a strange red color. Maybe they used to be connected, with stuff moving from Pluto to Charon. Who knows? Maybe the building blocks of life. We wouldn't know any of this without the James Webb Telescope. It sees infrared light, so it could peek under Pluto's icy crust and see stuff that other telescopes missed. It found chemicals and temperature differences, which shows how complex this world is. Pluto's air is thin but weird. It's mostly nitrogen with some methane and carbon dioxide. This makes layers of haze way up high. As Pluto goes around the sun, its air changes a lot. When it's closer to the sun, the ice turns into gas and makes a temporary atmosphere. When it's farther away, the air freezes back onto the ground. It's a crazy cycle. Both Pluto and Charon have reddish spots, probably from chemicals called tholins. These tholins might be important for making life. Maybe they mix with the water ice and make the first building blocks of life? Scientists really want to know. One of the biggest things is that Pluto might have a huge ocean under the ice. The heat from inside Pluto keeps it liquid. Here, we have deep-sea vents where life is everywhere. If Pluto's ocean is like that, who knows what could be living there? These new images and info have everyone talking. Scientists, governments, and regular people. Pluto's secrets could tell us a lot about the universe. It used to be just a tiny thing at the edge of the solar system, but now we see how much we didn't know. The Webb telescope's findings are just the beginning. Future missions will go even deeper, maybe even sending robots to check out Pluto's ocean. It's a great time for space. Even though it's super far away, Pluto is still active. It makes its own heat, probably from stuff breaking down inside. This heat keeps the ocean liquid and makes the ice move around. Pluto doesn't have a strong magnetic field, so it influences the solar wind. The Webb telescope saw weird energy patterns around Pluto, which means it's talking to the space around it. Pluto is just the beginning. We're going to explore even farther out, and it'll be awesome. Pluto proves that even the most distant places can have cool stories to tell. Who knows what we'll find next? Pluto has gone from a cold, boring rock to a world full of surprises. It's got crazy geology, a weird atmosphere, and maybe even a hidden ocean. It's changing what we think is possible at the edge of our solar system. These tell us that even the most remote corners of space are full of secrets. Pluto is like a chance and a reminder that there's still so much to explore. Could there be life there? What else is hiding under the ice? What can it tell us about where we came from? The story of Pluto is just getting started and is a reminder that the universe is huge, mysterious, and full of surprises. For years, Pluto was basically ignored, but the Webb telescope has made everyone excited about it again. Now, we know that this faraway world might have answers to some big questions about life. Scientists are starting to think that life could exist in really tough places, and Pluto's underground oceans might be the key. Maybe we'll even find clues about how life started in the first place. This is also changing how we explore space. Whether we find life on Pluto or just learn about distant planets, it'll change how we look for life elsewhere. People are even talking about sending a robot submarine to explore Pluto's ocean. Everyone is into space again. Thanks to Pluto, every new piece of info makes us wonder, could life exist where we thought it was impossible? This is also making more countries and companies get involved in space exploration, which means new tools and ideas are being developed. The Webb telescope is also changing how we think about habitable zones. We used to think that planets needed to be close to a star to have liquid water and life, but Pluto's ocean shows that life might be possible in colder places, too. Maybe the key isn't being close to a star, but just having liquid water and the right chemicals. Pluto isn't just a tiny dot anymore. It's like exploration and the endless possibilities of space. It all started with a search for answers about Pluto, but it's turned into a quest to understand life, the universe, and everything. The next chapter of space exploration is happening right now, and Pluto is kinda in the middle of it all. As we learn more about Pluto and other icy worlds, we're sure to find even more amazing discovery. The future is looking good, and Pluto is a reminder of how much we still have to learn. What do you think about all this? Are you stoked about the possibility of life on Pluto? Share your thoughts below and stay tuned for more space news. The info really changes our old ideas of Pluto as just a frozen rock at the edge of the solar system. Turns out it's way more complicated and active than we ever guessed. There are hints of hidden oceans, stuff happening geologically, and weird chemicals that we can't quite explain. Scientists are amazed and scratching their heads. Sputnik Planitia, that famous heart-shaped area on Pluto, is at the center of it all. What seemed like a big patch of frozen nitrogen might actually be hiding a huge liquid ocean underneath a thick layer of ice. This ocean could be super important for finding life outside Earth since it's protected from space. There's a chance tiny life forms could have grown in those hidden depths. The surface of Pluto is still mysterious. There are massive ice mountains as tall as the biggest ones and huge plains that are strangely smooth, which suggests recent geological activity. We never expected this kind of activity on a body we thought was frozen in time. Heat from Pluto's inside is causing movement under the icy shell, making the nitrogen ice flow slowly. All this points to a world that's not still at all but active. Even though it's super far from the Sun, Pluto is now on the list with icy moons and planets like Europa and Enceladus that might have life under their frozen surfaces. Water and stuff could be mixing in ways that help life grow, even if it's just a tiny life form. If we found any life on Pluto, it would totally change how we see what places can support life in the universe, proving that life can be where we didn't think it could. What's cool is Pluto's relationship with its moon, Charon. They're almost the same size, pulling on each other with gravity, heating things up inside, and causing changes on both worlds. Charon has its own mysteries, like deep canyons and a weird reddish color, meaning it probably shares history with Pluto. Maybe stuff from Pluto's surface is getting onto Charon, hinting at a chemical exchange that could have the basics for life. The James Webb Space Telescope made all these finds possible. Its infrared tech lets scientists see under Pluto's icy crust, revealing details that earlier missions missed. By checking out Pluto's surface and air, the telescope found organic stuff in different temperatures, showing a world way more complicated than we thought. Even though it's thin, Pluto's air is complex. It's mostly nitrogen with some methane and carbon dioxide. This mix makes layers of haze that go hundreds of miles up. As Pluto goes around the Sun, its air changes a lot. When it's nearer the Sun, the ice turns into gas, making a temporary atmosphere. When it's farther away, the air freezes back onto the surface. It's a weird cycle that doesn't happen anywhere else in our solar system. These air changes give scientists a chance to study how far away things deal with crazy environments. The reddish spots on Pluto and Charon are pretty cool. They're probably made of tholins or organic stuff made when UV rays hit methane in the air. These tholins not only color the land but also give clues to how life started, maybe pointing to chemical processes that led to life. Researchers are curious about how these might mix with water ice under Pluto's surface. Could they, with other organic stuff, be the building blocks of life? That's what scientists are excited to find out. One of the coolest things about Pluto is that there might be a huge ocean under its icy crust. Heat from stuff decaying inside Pluto's core could keep it liquid. There are places like that on Earth, like deep-sea vents that are full of life. If Pluto's hidden ocean is similar, it could have tiny life forms or even more stuff. Finding out what's under Pluto's crust could change how we see where life can exist, suggesting that even the strangest spots could have life. The release of photos and info from the James Webb Space Telescope has caused excitement all over the world. Scientists, governments, and just regular people are interested in what Pluto's secrets might tell us about the universe. For years, Pluto was seen as not important. But these finds prove we don't know much about our neighbors in space. As we get more data, we're all waiting to see what answers we'll get. The finds made by the Webb telescope are just the start. Future missions will dig deeper into Pluto's mysteries. These trips could give us clear proof of its ocean and maybe even life beyond Earth. Some folks are talking about sending robotic submarines into Pluto's hidden ocean, which would be a great thing and shows how far we've come in space travel. As tech gets better, the dream of exploring Pluto up close is getting real, giving us the chance to learn more about the universe. It's amazing that Pluto is still active. Even though it's far from the sun, it makes enough heat to cause movement in its icy crust and keep a liquid ocean going. This heat might be from radioactive stuff decaying inside Pluto, releasing energy for billions of years. With gravity from Charon, this heat could explain why Pluto is still active and has a possible ocean. Even if Pluto doesn't have a strong magnetic field, its connection with the solar wind makes cool magnetic stuff, stripping away bits of its air and making a tail of particles that goes way out into space. The James Webb Space Telescope has picked up weird energy patterns around Pluto, suggesting stuff happens between its magnetic world and the Kuiper belt. These give us a rare look at how small planets work with their stars. The findings on Pluto are just the start. With future trips to the Kuiper belt, we're ready to explore new spaces in our solar system. Pluto has opened the door to so many possibilities, showing that even the farthest worlds can have crazy stories. As tech gets better, what we see in movies is becoming real. From robots exploring icy oceans to humans visiting the Kuiper belt, Pluto is a reminder that the universe is big, weird, and we used to think Pluto was a cold and empty world, but it showed us it's not simple. From its changing geology and weird air to its possible hidden oceans and stuff, this faraway planet is testing what we think can be. The James Webb Space Telescope photos and info have turned Pluto from something we were curious about into a focus of space exploration. These remind us that these spots in our solar system are full of secrets waiting to be found. Looking forward, Pluto is. Its mysteries encourage new missions, new tech, and questions about our place in the universe. Could Pluto support life? And what can it tell us about where our planet came from? The rest of Pluto's story has not been written. Every time we find something new, it reminds us that the universe is big. As we continue pushing forward in space, the story of Pluto is a reminder that there are many. For years, this planet was seen as just a spot at the edge of our solar system. But the James Webb Telescope has made everyone interested again, offering a look into its potential to change how we see life in the cosmos. The mysteries Pluto contains are not simple, with each scientific mission providing new ideas. Discovering more about Pluto may eventually lead to new ways to see the formation of life itself, the existence of places that can support life far from the sun. The findings so far will affect future. The new findings from current space efforts will determine how search for life on other planets within solar system or beyond. Future trips to explore Pluto could allow for the understanding of life that could exist, or confirm Pluto provides clues for the beginning of life. Scientists are already thinking of a robot that can explore Pluto's ocean. This is for science and gives the hope for all the future space trips to come. This is about science. Pluto is back in the news. It looks like the transcript continues. It's become a public conversation.